Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Thank you for tuning in. I'm guessing you've seen the title, so you know that today we are making a DIY hair butter. So, the main star of this butter is this Kokum butter. It's a really hard textured butter. I started using it a couple months ago and I really love it. But because it is so hard though, I use some shea butter, which is a softer butter generally, to complement it a bit, and they do work well together. But I'm not using a great amount of the shea butter. I'm not using as much as I did of the coconut butter because I want the coconut butter to be the main butter. The shea butter is only there to complement it, darling. So that's the amount I'm using. I think I am actually gonna go in and cut off a little piece more of it. When I was eyeballing it a bit, I was like, it could have used a little tips more of the shea butter. So right when I was packing it up and I was kind of looking in the container there, yeah, I said, you know what, let me get a little piece more. Right, so when I finish doing that, I'm going to use the double boiler method to melt the butters down completely. So I'm gonna have a pot, and that pot is going to boil while the container with the butters are on top of it. And I think it took like 15 to 20 minutes for all of it to boil down because it wasn't really a lot. Yeah, so this was about after 10 minutes probably. And like I said, the coconut butter is really hard, so I should have probably broken it up before I even put it in there, but right then and there I'm using my butter knife to kind of break it up a little bit. I'm gonna leave it and let it do its thing, and that's that. We're done. Like I said, it was about 15 to 20 minutes for it all to melt down, and now we are going to add the oils. So first I'm going to be using some grapeseed oil. I got this from a local supplier. I can link her IG below. The other oils that I have there, I bought them on Amazon. But this local supplier, I think she has all of these oils now. It's just that I had these before. Did I? Don't remember. But yeah. So I'm using a teaspoon of the grapeseed oil. I do have some helpers with me today, of course. I have Chloe, as per usual, and two of my nieces, Gemma and Jana, are also here, and everybody's eager to help. So yeah, they are learn the mixtures. Next up is castor oil, and another teaspoon of that. And then I'm going to use some jojoba oil. I think I used maybe a half a teaspoon. Yeah. I'm gonna check back and see and put the actual measurements in the description for you if you care about that. I was just being bougie because I bought this measuring set and I wasn't using it, so I said, girl, you buy them for a reason. Come on now. Yeah. So yeah, those last two oils, I said jojoba, and the next one that I just used was avocado oil, and then I'm going in with some vitamin E oil. And I have been using this lemongrass essential oil for, I think I'm using usually 5 to 10 drops. Yeah, I've been using the lemongrass. So most of my DIY mixtures these days, because I really love the scent. But you can use anything you want, or you don't even have to use it. I'm using it mainly to give it a little scent. You can use lavender oil, orange oil, any kind of oil that you like, any scent that you prefer. So, and then I really can't make a mixture without glycerin. Glycerin helps with the moisture, honey. Yeah. So after adding in the glycerin, we give it a little stir, and then I put it in the freezer. I took it out after about 15 minutes, and I did not want it to be too hard. I just wanted everything to come together. Because we're not using an electric mixer, we don't want it to be so hard to the point where we're going to broke off. Our wrists are going to be yelling for pain the next day. So I am using a whisk to do the whipping. Just some good old whisking. So initially it is going to be a little runny because, as I said, I didn't leave it in the freezer for too long. Literally about 15 minutes. Maybe if your wrist can manage it when it is very hard, you could leave it in longer. But girl, if you don't have an electric mixer, I would advise against that. Or you could make it freeze up to that point and take it out and make it put it back on some heat a little. I don't know. Anyways, the helpers are back and they're helping to whisk too. Yes. It's a little bit runny, just a little bit. So I'm going to just whisk it until it gets a little harder. What I did do though, in between whisking, I let it sit for a little and then go back to whisk after that. Everybody's taking their little turn. How sweet. Alright, so I took over about the whisking, and like I said, I let it rest in between, and I think I am pretty okay now with the texture of it. So I am going to now add it to my container. So this is the container I have. It's like an old container. I think it was a Blue Magic container that had hair oil in there. And I'm just gonna use this thing and scoop it all out and put it in my container, and we are done at this point. I did though, after, which I didn't show in the video, I did put mine in the freezer just because the place was very extreme. The place is hot. The place at bad. Sorry. Yeah, the place is very hot, and so I didn't want to put it on my dresser because it's gonna melt. It's gonna melt right out. So I put it in the freezer, which I probably shouldn't have done either because it became hard. But it wasn't so hard. So when I took it out, I think I put it in the freezer and I forgot. I wanted it to stay in there for like 5 minutes, but it has been permanently hard after that, and I really love it. I really love it. I love it like that. And I think because of the kokum butter, it is holding the hard texture. So it's pretty easy to use after that. And guys, we are done. Thank you so much for tuning in. Bye bye.